The skies above Felucia burned orange with blaster fire as Republic gunships carved through the humid air. Inside the lead vessel, General Anakin Skywalker gripped the overhead support rail, his mechanical hand lost to Dooku years before, leaving slight indentations in the metal. Beside him, Commander Ahsoka Tano checked her twin green lightsabers for the third time, a nervous habit she'd developed over months of combat.
You know those things still work, right?
Just making sure, Master. Something feels different about this one.
She was right. The intelligence had been sparse, the Separatist forces larger than expected. As their gunship took a direct hit and spiraled toward the fungal forest below, Anakin didn't think. He just moved. His arms wrapped around Ahsoka, using the Force to create a protective bubble as they crashed through the canopy. When they hit the ground, he took the brunt of the impact, his back slamming into the soft earth while keeping her safe against his chest. For a moment, neither moved. Their faces were inches apart, close enough that he could see the flecks of deeper blue in her eyes. Something passed between them, something that had been building for months but had never been acknowledged.
Master, you're hurt.
Blood seeped through his tunic.
It's nothing. We need to find the others.
But as they made their way through the bioluminescent forest, Anakin found himself watching her more closely than usual. The way she moved with natural grace through the alien terrain, how she anticipated threats before they materialized, the fierce determination that reminded him so much of himself. When had his young Padawan become this? Later that night, as they waited for extraction in a makeshift camp, the rest of their clone squad keeping watch, Anakin found himself confiding in her in ways he never had before.
The Council doesn't understand what it's like out here. They sit in their tower, making decisions about lives they'll never have to watch end.
You sound like you've been thinking about this for a while.
Padmé says I think too much.
He caught himself. Why had he mentioned her? His relationship with the senator had been cooling for months, their secret meetings becoming more argument than affection.
Senator Amidala seems nice.
Anakin turned to look at her. Really look at her.
Ahsoka, you're the only one who truly understands what we go through out here. You're the only one I can really talk to about everything.
The weight of that word hung between them like a charged particle. Months passed, and the war ground on. The bond between Master and Padawan deepened in ways that made the Jedi Council uneasy. During a diplomatic mission to Coruscant, Obi-Wan pulled Anakin aside in the temple's meditation gardens.
Anakin, we need to discuss your relationship with Ahsoka.
What about it?
You know what I'm talking about. The way you look at her has changed. The Council has noticed.
The Council notices everything except what actually matters. She's my Padawan. I'm supposed to care about her safety.
Care, yes. But this is something else. You're walking a dangerous path, my friend.
Meanwhile, in the Senate building, Padmé Amidala sat across from Anakin during what had become an increasingly rare dinner together. They had never married in this timeline. Anakin's growing feelings for Ahsoka had prevented him from taking that final step.
You're distant lately. Even when you're here, you're somewhere else.
The war takes its toll.
Is it the war or is it her? I'm not blind, Annie. The way you talk about your Padawan, it's the way you used to talk about me.
That night, Anakin found Ahsoka in the temple's training room, practicing forms long after everyone else had retired. Without a word, he activated his lightsaber and joined her, their blades dancing in perfect synchronization. They moved together like they were reading each other's thoughts, which, through the Force, they essentially were. When they finally stopped, both breathing hard, Ahsoka spoke first.
Master, what are we doing?
Training.
No, what are we really doing? This thing between us. It's not just the Force bond anymore, is it?
Anakin's jaw clenched. Every fiber of his Jedi training screamed at him to step back, to re-establish boundaries. Instead, he reached out, his fingers barely grazing her cheek.
No, it's not.
The code.
The code is wrong about this. How can love be wrong? How can caring about someone more than yourself be against the natural order?
She whispered something about vulnerability, about how love gives them something to lose, her voice barely audible in the empty training room. But Anakin's response came with raw honesty that made the air between them electric. He already had something to lose, and they both knew he meant her. The admission hung in the space between them like a confession before the altar of their forbidden feelings. The bombing of the Jedi Temple hangar changed everything. When Ahsoka was accused of the crime, Anakin's controlled facade cracked completely. He stormed through the underlevels of Coruscant with a fury that made even hardened criminals flee. But it wasn't just about proving his Padawan's innocence anymore. It was about protecting the woman he'd come to love. When he finally found the real bomber, Barriss Offee, and dragged her before the Council, his rage was barely contained. But the damage was done. The Council had cast Ahsoka out, had been ready to let the Republic courts execute her. In the Council chambers afterward, as they offered to reinstate her, Ahsoka stood firm in a way that shocked everyone, except Anakin.
This was actually my great trial, but it wasn't the trial you mean. It was a trial of faith. Faith in the Order. Faith in what we claim to stand for.
Padawan Tano, you must understand.
I'm not a Padawan anymore, but I'm not walking away either. Not from everything.
She turned to look directly at Anakin, and in that moment, everyone in the room understood.
Choose. You must. Between the Order and attachment. Both. You cannot have.
Then I choose him. I choose the one person who never stopped believing in me, who fought for me when everyone else was ready to throw me away.
The silence that followed was deafening. Anakin stepped forward, taking his place beside her.
The Order talks about compassion, about love for all living things, but you forbid the only kind of love that makes us truly alive. If that makes us fallen Jedi, then so be it.
They left together, walking out of the temple side by side, but they didn't leave the war. They couldn't abandon the clones, their friends, the Republic they'd sworn to protect. They simply served as Republic military commanders now, their secret bond replacing the hidden marriage that would have been, creating ripples through the Force that even Darth Sidious hadn't anticipated. During this time, Ahsoka acquired new lightsabers, white blades purified from crystals she'd taken from an Inquisitor they'd encountered in the Outer Rim, a sign of her independence from the Order. By the time the Outer Rim sieges began, Anakin and Ahsoka had become something unprecedented, warriors who operated outside the Order but still served the Republic. The Council, recognizing their effectiveness and needing every advantage in the war's final phases, reluctantly maintained their military commissions. But when they made Anakin a Council member without the rank of Master, it was salt in an open wound. In the private quarters they now shared on a Republic cruiser, Anakin jolted awake from another nightmare, sweat beading on his forehead. Ahsoka was immediately alert beside him, her hand finding his in the darkness.
The dreams are getting worse.
It's you. Every night I see you dying. Different ways, different battles, but always.
He couldn't finish.
Ani, dreams pass in time.
Not these dreams, they're different. They feel like the ones I had about my mother.
The mention of Shmi sent a chill through them both.
We're stronger together. Whatever comes, we face it together.
But Chancellor Palpatine had other plans. During a private meeting with Anakin, his grandfatherly demeanor carried new undertones.
My boy, I'm concerned about you. The Council's treatment of you, forcing you to choose between your duty and your heart, it's unconscionable.
Ahsoka and I made our choice.
Yes, but at what cost? They've made you a pariah, denied you the rank of master despite your accomplishments. And young Ahsoka, such potential wasted because the Jedi fear genuine emotion. Did you know there are ways to ensure she never comes to harm? Powers the Jedi would never teach you?
What kind of powers?
The power over life and death itself. The ability to keep those we love from dying. My mentor knew such secrets before the Jedi destroyed him out of jealousy and fear.
The seed was planted, different from before, but equally poisonous. Unknown to Anakin, far away on Polis Mesa, Padmé Amidala, having moved on from their failed relationship, gave birth to twins from a brief liaison with a fellow senator, children who would still play their part in the galaxy's fate, raised by the Organas and the Lars family after her death from complications during childbirth. When the moment came, when Mace Windu stood with his lightsaber raised above a disarmed Palpatine, now revealed as Darth Sidious, Anakin's choice came from a different place, but led to the same darkness.
I need him. He knows how to save her.
His lightsaber severed Windu's hand. As Windu fell through the shattered window, Palpatine's laughter filled the chamber.
Good, Anakin, good. You've taken your first step into a larger world. Kneel before me and I will teach you how to save your beloved Ahsoka.
Anakin fell to his knees, not out of submission, but desperation.
I pledge myself to your teachings.
Henceforth, you shall be known as Darth Vader.
But as the 501st Legion marched on the temple, Ahsoka felt the shift in the Force like a knife to her heart. She was in the lower levels, coordinating with Rex and the clone underground who'd removed their inhibitor chips when the darkness washed over her.
No, Anakin, what have you done?
She raced to the temple, arriving in time to see the smoke rising, the bodies of younglings scattered in the halls. And there, standing in the council chambers with his lightsaber still humming, was the man she loved, his eyes now burning yellow.
Anakin.
He turned, and for a moment, the yellow flickered back to blue.
Ahsoka, you're safe. Good, I did this for you, to protect you.
You killed children.
They would have grown up to take you from me. The Jedi are evil, Ahsoka. They would have destroyed us.
The only one destroying us is you. Please come back to me. It's not too late.
She activated her white lightsabers, the ones she'd purified from Sith crystals.
Come with me. We can rule the galaxy together. Bring peace, order, justice. No one would ever threaten us again.
That's not peace, Anakin. That's fear.
Then you're my enemy.
Never. But I won't let you continue this massacre.
Their duel was unlike anything the temple had ever witnessed. Two warriors who knew each other's every move, every thought, every weakness. They fought with the intimacy of lovers and the fury of the betrayed. But Ahsoka couldn't bring herself to strike a killing blow, and Anakin, even in his darkness, pulled back each time his blade came close to ending her. Finally, she force-pushed him across the room and fled, knowing that to stay meant one of them would have to die. The volcanic world of Mustafar glowed like the very depths of chaos itself. Ahsoka's ship landed on the platform where Anakin, now fully Darth Vader, waited after slaughtering the Separatist leaders. When she emerged, his expression cycled through surprise, joy, and then suspicion.
How did you find me?
I'll always find you, the same way you'd always find me. Please, Anakin, look at what you've become. This isn't saving me. It's destroying everything we fought for.
Everything I've done has been for you. I have brought peace to the Republic. I am more powerful than any Jedi, powerful enough to ensure you never die.
But I'm already dead to you. The Anakin I loved would never murder younglings. He would never slaughter the defenseless.
That name no longer has any meaning for me.
It does to me. I love you. Not Vader, not this shadow. You. And if there's even a fragment of the man I fell in love with still in there, he'll stop this madness.
For a moment, his eyes flickered blue again. His hand rose, trembling, reaching for her face.
Let her go, Anakin.
They both turned. Obi-Wan stood at the top of the boarding ramp, his face etched with grief.
You brought him here? You brought him to kill me?
No, I didn't know.
But it was too late. Anakin's hand was already raised, and Ahsoka felt her throat constricting.
Anakin, stop.
The pressure released, and Ahsoka collapsed, gasping. When she looked up, Anakin and Obi-Wan were already locked in combat. The duel raged across the facility, over pipes carrying lava, through rooms still containing the bodies of Anakin's victims. Then they were on the collection panels floating down the lava river. Ahsoka arrived just as they leaped for the black sandbanks.
It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground.
You underestimate my power.
Anakin, don't...
But he leaped anyway. Obi-Wan's blade moved in 3 swift strikes. Anakin's remaining organic arm fell away, then both legs at the knees. He tumbled down the embankment toward the lava's edge.
You were the chosen one. It was said you would destroy the Sith, not join them.
As Anakin's clothing caught fire, as his skin began to burn, he turned his head toward Ahsoka, who had rushed down despite the danger.
Ahsoka, I loved you.
She reached out with the Force, trying to pull him to safety, but Obi-Wan grabbed her arm.
We have to go. The Emperor will be coming.
They left him burning, screaming her name into the volcanic winds. Years passed. The Empire rose from the Republic's ashes, and Darth Vader became the Emperor's iron fist, more machine than man, sustained by rage and loss. But his rage had a specific target now, not just the Jedi, but her, the woman who had betrayed him, who had chosen Kenobi over him, who had left him to burn. Ahsoka had vanished into the nascent rebellion, becoming Fulcrum, a voice in the darkness guiding those who still fought for freedom. She trained no students, formed no attachments, became a ghost haunting the Empire's periphery. When she finally faced him again on Malachor, years later, with young Ezra Bridger and Kanan Jarrus at her side, the moment of recognition was like a physical blow.
Anakin.
Anakin Skywalker was weak. I destroyed him.
Then I will avenge his death.
Their duel atop the Sith Temple was different from their fight in the Jedi Temple so many years ago. This time, neither held back. When her blade finally cracked his mask, revealing one blue eye, still Anakin's eye, looking at her with such pain and longing that it took her breath away, she almost dropped her guard.
Ahsoka,
I won't leave you. Not this time.
The mechanical voice returned, drowning out whatever humanity had momentarily surfaced. His blade rose again, and she understood with terrible clarity that if she stayed, only one of them would leave Malachor alive. The Vader personality had reasserted itself, and it would accept no deviation from its dark purpose. The temple exploded around them, and Ezra pulled her into a portal at the last second, into the world between worlds, that mystical plane between time and space. There, she saw it all, every moment where their path diverged from what should have been. She saw Padmé dying in childbirth in another timeline, saw herself walking away from the Order, saw a different fall, a different redemption.
I could change it. I could warn him.
But the Force itself seemed to speak through the portals, showing her the truth. Anakin's fall wasn't about who he loved, it was about how he loved. Possessive, fearful, desperate to control what couldn't be controlled. Whether with Padmé or with her, the outcome would have been the same, because the flaw was not in the love itself, but in his inability to let go. With tears streaming down her face, she turned away from the portal and walked back into her own timeline, carrying the burden of that knowledge. Years later, above Endor, Luke Skywalker stood before his father as the Emperor's lightning coursed through his body. But in Vader's mind, as he watched his son suffering, it wasn't just Luke he saw. It was Ahsoka burning on Mustafar. It was the younglings in the temple. It was every choice made from fear instead of love.
Father, please.
And in that moment, Anakin Skywalker destroyed Darth Vader one final time. He lifted the Emperor, his master, his chain, and hurled him into the reactor shaft. As he lay dying in Luke's arms, his life support failing, Anakin's last vision through the Force wasn't of Padmé, as it might have been in another life. It was of Ahsoka, not as she was now, aged by war and loss, but as she had been when they'd both been young and foolish enough to believe love could conquer the darkness.
tell her she was right. Love isn't possession, it's letting go.
And somewhere in the galaxy, meditating in solitude on a distant moon, Ahsoka felt it, a whisper in the Force, a familiar presence touching her mind one last time before becoming one with the cosmic energy that binds all living things. She opened her eyes, and for the first time in decades, she smiled without sadness.
Goodbye, Sky Guy.
The ghost of Anakin Skywalker, finally at peace, stood with Obi-Wan and Yoda as Luke burned Vader's armor. But his spectral eyes searched the celebrating crowds for another face, one who had shaped his destiny as surely as any prophecy. And though she wasn't there in body, he felt her in the Force, forever connected, finally free. The tale was complete. Love had destroyed him, but in the end, love had also redeemed him. Not the possessive, fearful love that had driven him to darkness, but the selfless, letting go love that his son had taught him, and that Ahsoka had tried to show him all those years ago. In the Force, all wounds heal. In the Force, all loves are reconciled. And in the Force, Anakin Skywalker and Ahsoka Tano were finally, truly one. If you enjoyed this journey through what might have been, don't forget to subscribe. Together, we'll explore more tales that celebrate the galaxy far, far away. May the Force be with you, always.